I'm Michael Morpurgo. I'm a writer of stories for children. I'm a story maker, storyteller, and I'm also patron of Villages in Action. It's personal. I live in a village, in a very, very small parish, a place called Iddesleigh in North Devon. I think there are only about 100 people in the parish, and there's a village hall, and there's a church, and there's a pub. And I've been living there for 40 years now. And necessarily I've visited many other villages. Most people around me live in villages. So I learn very, very, I suppose, intensely what it is to live in a community. And you know the problems of it. Problems we have in my village, and it's the problems of most villages, are that there are a lot of old people who need support. There are fewer and fewer families because it's very far flung. You have a lot of schools, village schools that have closed. You have a lot of village shops that have closed. And therefore it can be a struggle for these communities to keep feeling that they are communities. It takes not every member of the village, but an awful lot of people coming together to make life interesting for everyone, to get people to feel that they're part of something that's important to them. Not everyone goes to church, not everyone is a member of the WI, but there is a village hall. So when I heard that there was this organisation, Villages in Action, which set out to enrich the lives of villagers all over the countryside, I thought, well, this is actually what we need. We need our village halls to be, yes, we need, of course, to have our harvest suppers, and we need to have our sales and things like that. All that's very, very important. But it is important to also bring the arts, music, dance, cinema, stories, drama, to villages. Towns have such things, so why not villages? And it seems to me to be a wonderful, wonderful notion to enrich the lives of people in the countryside, to liven it up for us, to give us something to belong to, look forward to. So that's why when it was proposed I should become patron, I thought, well, yes, it's a kind of thing that I can identify with. Everyone, whether we live in countryside or town, we love a good show, whatever it is. We like music played well. We like drama we can believe in. We like stories we can lose ourselves in. And you need great artists to do that. And it's really important. I mean, I deal a lot with the education of children. And there has been, I think, in the world of children, this sort of idea that it's all right if you just do it all right for children because it's for children. Wrong. What's important about the arts, whatever form of the arts it is that it has to be done well for children, because then they're going to want more of it. So if you put on a little play in a village hall for young people, you don't know, but if it's done well, there are going to be some children there who are going to become theatre goers for life, who are going to be writers, who are going to be actors. And if you put it on the village hall, and in the village hall there are young people, and there are old people, and there are middle-aged people, what does that do? It enables everyone to enjoy something together as a family. And I'm very keen on shows of all sorts that can be enjoyed by everyone. And in a small community that's pretty essential, because if you've only got 100 people in the village and you want to get 30 or 40 of them in a village hall of an evening for a show, necessarily they're going to come from all generations. So I think that's what it is, really. I think you've got to put on shows that people will love, so that when the next one comes back, more people will come, and more people will come. And what does that do? It creates intellectual interest. It grounds people emotionally. They will want to set up their own drama groups, their own reading groups. It gets them involved, if you like, in the creative arts. And yes, it maybe also gets them on a bus to go to the cinema in the nearest town. It lifts people's spirits. And the lifting of spirits in the countryside is very important. It's more important than we think, I think. When you see the programme, you just want to go to everything. The trouble is, you can't. It's very varied, and that's what's good about it. And it takes place all over the countryside. So it's wherever you want to go, and it is coming close to your community, pretty close everywhere. And it's varied. So there is something for everyone, and that is very important. It's important not to go back with the same thing every year or every 2 years. You should vary it. But it is important that every single one is successful. I have known arts associations where the shows have not been good. And so the next time you go, there are even fewer people there. And that's sort of self-defeating. So high quality is essential. Whatever it is, whether it's film or it's music or dance, it doesn't matter what it is, it has to be top. Not just because it's for small communities, an all right show. An all right show will not do. I was brought up in a village on the Essex coast, and there was a village hall. There were, of course, no plays, and there was no cinema. People went there for meetings by and large. Interesting though, these meetings became quite dramatic. The first time I ever learnt anything about political disputes was in my village hall. Now this may seem to have nothing to do with it, but I was a kid. And in my village they wanted to build a power station just down the road, what they called an atomic power station. So the village was very split, and I witnessed this argument. And that was drama for me. And it was the first time, really, I saw adults getting really angry with each other. And this took place, it was the drama come to our village. And I tell you the other show that came to my village. The Queen came to my village. Now, I'm not suggesting Villagers in Action could get the Queen to come every week. It sort of isn't possible. But my village all came to the village hall when the Queen came. Well, of course, she didn't come herself. She came because on the day of the coronation, it was televised. And it was done in the village hall, which is the same sort of thing. Everyone came and everyone enjoyed the same moment. And that business of enjoying things together is even more important now than it was then, because we do live our nice little tight little lives. And even within a house, people live with their own computer, their own little world of entertainment. But here's an opportunity for people of a whole village to come together and enjoy something that way. And I think that's really, really important.